Hi, my name is Tomasz, and in this video I want to show you something slightly different to what I've been showing previously, because I'm not going to talk about the Power Automate or Power Virtual Agents. I want to focus on one very useful thing in Power Apps. Now, some of you might know, because this is a little bit in this area of more advanced scenarios, but there is a function called with, and it's very useful every time when you want to do a kind of a calculation in Power Apps, kind of operations in Power Apps, where you don't want to actually create a lot of local or global variables, but you just want to have the results from one calculation, one expression, being available to another one, and then simply to grab the outcome or grab the results of those calculations. Now, if you open the Power Apps docs, the documentation for the with function, then you'll see examples around the mathematical equations and calculations. So let me just show you a very brief and a fast example of what actually this function does. So I'll just put here two components. I'll just use the button and the label. And now what I want to do is to have this like a counter that will tell me how many times user clicked the button. And obviously you could do this with the store local variables, that every time in this onSelect I will be simply incrementing the value of the local variables. So like I could do this way, update context, and say clicked is clicked +1. So that will be enough, right? But because I want to show you the idea behind the with function, let me just write it a slightly different way. So instead of doing this simple update context, I'll do with, and I'll use the first operand, that is going to be simply 1. Then I am able to use the formula for the with function. Now, the with can be as well embedded in another with, so you can do this kind of an inception. And this way I can pass the outcomes of the first with expression into another one. So I'll say again with, and this time what I want to do is to calculate the second operand. That is going to be actually the value of the result. The result is going to be number of the clicked times. Okay? And finally, I want to say update context, and I want to say the results as a result is equal the first operand plus second operand, right? So in this example, I was able to actually pass the value from the first, let's say, equation, the first local variable, the first temporary variable, because this first operand and second operand are not available anywhere outside this set of expressions, this sequence of expressions. So you can use the first operand and second operand in any kind of formula you want to actually calculate. And having that, let me just jump here and say results, and I'll have actually the same outcome as with that simple update context. So you can imagine quite a different set of purposes. Like for me, the reason why I actually found this function and why I looked at it was because I had a demand from the customer to actually be able to like split the file name of an uploaded file, because that file name actually contained tokens and values that were expected to be automatically populated in a form. So let me just show you what I mean and why I used with instead of like match expression or a regular expression. So I'll just use this add picture here. Let me just get rid of this uploaded image, and I'll just add the button to be able to click. So now I want to upload the file. Now where is it? That's the file. I also put here the label to show you what is its name, its file name. So that's the add media button file name. All right. So now what you can see here is quite a long file name, and I could be able to simply split this file name using the underscore as a delimiter. However, the underscore was sometimes appearing inside the strings that I was about to extract as a simple, let's say, tokens. Other times not. The second thing is that there were part of this file name with like dynamic length. However, the file name was also containing information how many next characters is the token that I need to extract. Like for example, here is 33, which means that this is just some text value dot 1.3 sorry 0.0123 is a token that I need to extract. The same with those 26 characters. So what I did, instead of trying to use the parsing, the matching, the regular expressions and getting nuts, was to use the with function to simply calculate the position of these underscores that I knew are just separating the single tokens in the file name, and then use these values to simply extract the substrings from the full file name. So now I'll just use and copy paste this long expression, because it's really a lot of things to write to make this whole work. But I'll just try to describe it very briefly to you. So that is the expression. And so what you can see here is that first what I'm doing is I'm just getting this file name and removing in the file name the PDF value with nothing, so that this extension and the last dot is not messing around. And then I also put this whole expression in the if error, because if the file name doesn't match this pattern for which I'm designing this expression, then simply PowerApps will return an error that this file name is invalid and it cannot be parsed. But if it is valid, then what this expression is doing is first is calculating where the first underscore is, and then is extracting the first token, which is the PL. Then is calculating the second underscore position, starting or looking for the underscore, starting on the first underscore position, +1 obviously, because we don't want to grab this first underscore position anymore. And then it's extracting this value. Now lastly, or maybe not lastly, but then it is calculating the third underscore position, which is obviously this one, and is calculating or extracting the number of the characters that the fourth token or the third token is actually having. So it's extracting this length, which is the 33. Next, what it's doing is passing this length value to another with function that is actually just extracting the file name from the file name, this long 33 characters long token. And then next, again, the with expression is searching for the fourth underscore and is extracting the fourth and the fifth, because I just wanted to have this more, let's say, readable. I could merge the fourth underscore and the fifth underscore into a single expression simply by using this expression here to grab this, let's say, underscore position as a dynamic value. But because I wanted to have this more readable for me and for others who will be working with my functions, I simply took the longer way and wrote those temporal variables for each underscore. And then once I have the fourth and fifth underscore, I'm able to extract the length of the second dynamic string. So this is the length 2, and then again passing this length 2 to another with, I'm able to actually extract the token 4, which can be dynamic. And lastly, I'm extracting token 5 by using the write function, so to extract string from the end of the string. substring from the end of a string. And this time I'm only using these or dynamic finding of the underscore that should be somewhere behind the fifth underscore in this whole string. And once I am done with that, so once I have extracted all these tokens from the file name, I'm putting them into collection, because then I was able to simply look up the collection and grab the specific tokens and then display them in the form. So let me just show you how it works. I will now put here a small data table. And all right, just move to the right. All right, so now once I hit the button, it will simply, let's say, explode or parse this long string file name, separating the tokens that I actually need for the future processing. Right? So there is the first PL, there is a second PL. This is just some string, just some test values, 0.01 to 3 extracted. Then again, this second dynamic substring, which ends on 1 to 3, is extracted. And lastly, the timestamp value is extracted as a fifth token. So this is the example of the with function I'm using. And obviously, this could be done in a smaller number of steps, but I'm a very big fan of doing the expressions as clear as possible, as understandable as possible. And therefore, I sometimes like to write them longer, where everything stays clear, instead of trying to merge them. That can sometimes confuse my let's say, successors or any other developer that is going to take over the work from me. So, having that said, I hope you liked the video. I hope you find this explanation understandable. If not, you can always reach me out, leave a comment below the video. Leave a comment as well under the post on my blog. And if you like the video, then like it, thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel, because there is going to be a lot of more awesome videos and tutorials posted in the next months, in the next days as well. Thank you very much for watching. Bye, until the next time.